Vermont is
and to see that
recognized.
he has moved over to our side of the aisle and see if we can't keep him here.
He just moved back. The gentleman recognized for 2 minutes.
As Mr. Speaker, as we say in the state of Vermont, not very likely. But I thank the gentleman very much for yielding. Mr. Speaker, this is a very difficult resolution for me. As it happens, virtually my father's entire family was murdered by Hitler when they were living in Poland, and I have very strong feelings about anti-Catholicism or gay bashing or bigotry in general. My concern lies, among other things, that when we have people like David Duke, a former Nazi, when we have all kinds of people in the United States ranting and raving about sending blacks back to Africa, or all kinds of absurd bigotry, I do not see resolutions coming down on the floor of the House. They're ignored. My concern also is that while virtually every member of this body condemns the horrendous and stupid remarks that we're discussing today, I fear very much that the people who follow Mr. Mohammed or Mr. Farrakhan are not going to stay up too many nights worrying that the United States Congress has condemned them. In fact, I suspect that if you want to see that movement grow, probably we have given them a shot in the arm today. To be condemned by the United States Congress in many communities of America is a step forward. I think the most important point that I would make, however, is that if we are concerned, as we must be, as to why that type of movement is gaining a foothold in the United States, we should ask some questions as to why people respond to that type of garbage and what we might do about it. If you want to defeat the Nation of Islam and bigotry and racism and anti-Semitism, then most importantly, let us make the United States Congress begin to address the real problems facing the people in those communities. I would ask respectfully for one more moment.
I don't think so.
Time the gentleman has expired.
We can yield 1 minute to the gentleman.
I thank the gentleman very
The
much.
gentleman is recognized for additional
My
1 minute.
point is that in so many communities of America today, there is such hopelessness, there is such despair that people are responding to the worst kind of nonsense. If you want to defeat that anti-Semitism and that racism, then let us give hope to people in America today who have lost hope. Let us provide jobs for the jobless, housing for the homeless, food for the hungry. Let us tell those people in those communities that the United States Congress can do more than just condemn certain statements. But we understand their needs. We're going to respond to their needs, and we're going to do the best that we can to improve their lives. I thank the gentleman very much for yielding.
Time the gentleman has expired. The gentleman from California.
Mr. Speaker, do I understand there are no more speakers on the other side?
We yielded some time to you, therefore I am, but for 1 minute, exhausted of time. I have one request for unanimous consent, Mr. Santorum from Pennsylvania. I yield to him for that purpose.
The gentleman's recognized.
Consent to revise and extend my remarks.
Without objection, so ordered.
And I believe I have 1 minute left, other than what I've yielded to the distinguished gentleman from California.
Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker.
Do you have any, are you going to close now?
Yes.
More unanimous consent?
The chair is still here. You have 10 minutes.
Oh, my God.
You don't know what you're doing to me, Mr. Speaker.